thing to learn is to be able to have your language correct in gender. That seems to be the most difficult for Westerners to get. The agreement of the adjective with the subject, the agreement of the verb with the person you're talking to. It's so easy to speak to a girl as though you're talking to a man, or to a man as though you're speaking to a girl. And to get that fine point down well is one of the hardest things. And so, to the point of monotony perhaps, we have tried to develop drills that will address that idea that when you speak to a girl, you speak with the feminine material necessary. When you speak to a man, you don't make him a woman.
I would say the hardest thing about learning Arabic is the sounds that you have to make, clearly. Each nationality, it seems, struggles with a different set of sounds. But for an American, for example, the ayn is a big difficulty. And you form the ayn by squeezing this part of your body here, but you're not allowed to use your hand when you're talking to the Arabs. and to do that, and then to form and to make it distinct and audible, takes practice. And I think the program has brilliantly included that practice throughout the studies. So you get it right, and by the time you finish, you can be heard and understood.
One thing that I found was really hard for me when my wife and I studied Arabic was making the jump between associating words together that were in a family. You know, Arabic is a language where you've got 3 consonants in every word, and with those 3 consonants you can form verbs and adjectives and nouns and all sorts of things. And my wife thought that was fascinating, and I was just going crazy with that because they don't always sound the same. You can have a word that's 10 letters long, or one that's 3 or 4 letters long, and it still has the same root in it. And I'm not used to thinking that way.
I find that one challenge actually for people is to be analytical enough to get into all these fine points that are important and be able to keep them all straight, but at the same time be extroverted and get out there and spend time with people and not be so inhibited in their speech that they have to get it exactly right all the time, but get out there and talk. It takes some balance and ability to do that.
The other part of what really makes it difficult is the vast vocabulary. The vocabulary is so large, and you have so many different ways. They say you have 100 ways to say sword in Arabic, or 100 ways to say camel. You don't just say camel, you have to say it's a 1-year-old female camel, or a 1-year-old camel that is pregnant, or an old male camel. The Bedouin can tell the ages of these things. So many words, the vast many words in the language is something that's very, very hard to master.